You're listening to Tremendous Leadership with Dr. Tracey Jones.
Hi everyone, this is Tremendous Tracey and I'm coming to you on 1 September and I have a very special announcement to make. Today, 1 September, is the official launch of my book called Spark, The 5 Essentials to Ignite the Greatness Within by Dr. Tracey C Jones, that's me. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Trace, I've seen a lot of books like this out there. Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. I just don't think stuff like this works for me. And I'm here to tell you, I feel you, okay? I was where you were. And between the last 4 to 2 years, over that time period, I had to look at all areas of my life: physical, spiritual, mental, professional, relational, familial. And I had to say, you know what? It's okay, it's good, but it's not as tremendous as it can be. And so what I really want to share for you, for those of you that are thinking about the book Spark, I want to share with you that if you have ever thought, why not me? And why not now? This book is really for you. Because in this book, I really unpack the God seed, the term is Imago Dei, that's in all of us. You say, Tracey, I don't believe in God. Doesn't matter. God's seed's still in you, okay? So whether you want to acknowledge it or not, if you have this intrinsic, innate feeling that you are coded and destined for so much more, I'm here to tell you folks, it's not delusions of grandeur. It's not anything other than the absolute truth. And the thing about getting the greatness started is it takes courage to get started. And my father would always say to me, Tracey, if a person can get started, man, half the battle's already there. I was in aviation. Takeoff is the toughest part, because then once you're up there, you're in the flow of the air and you're just making adjustments. Getting started is always the hardest part. And that's why I wrote this book, because it was the culmination of my 5 years of research for my PhD and the last 3 years of really unpacking everything in my life and saying, look, it's good, but it needs to get better than this. And this book isn't about you making you like me or making you compete with anybody else. The only person we're in competition with is ourselves. But every day I want to say, you know what? I do believe I'm on this earth. If I open my eyes up, I do believe that tomorrow I'm supposed to be a better person, a kinder person, a wiser person, a more empathetic person, a more whatever person than I was yesterday. So that's really what Spark is all about. It's about this constant journey of refinement to getting to the best version of ourselves. I don't want to mold you. I don't want to make you into something that you're not going to be, but I want to unfold what's already there, because underneath the layers of hurt or fear or mistake or whatever else life threw our way, our past experiences, our past ghosts, whatever, there is greatness. But we have to chisel away the stuff, the layers, the false truths, the negativity, the doubt, the embarrassment, the shame, all that stuff. We have to chisel that away. And it's a constant process. And in Spark, I really think I've unpacked a 5-step diagnostic to help you get there. And SPARK stands for singularity, persistence, advocates, resources, and knowledge. And so if you're thinking, Tracey, this sounds great. I like you. I like what you stand for, but is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. But I wouldn't just tell you it's possible without providing you a framework. All you got to do is show up and put in the work. And this is for all areas of your life. Like I said, spiritual, personal, professional, whatever area in your life at all stages and all ages that you want to get a breakthrough through. But I want to let you know, I always tell people, I want to explain to you where I'm coming from and how I got there. So, we've heard about IQ. I just finished my PhD. If I'm going to be talking on leadership, I really want to be known for what I'm talking about. Got it. IQ is very important. Okay. The know-how is very important to be competent in your job. Okay. No matter how much you want it, you really need to know what you're doing. Okay. People need to be able to trust your credibility. And then we have the EQ. And my father was a master at this. This is your empathy, your motivation, your compassion. And it doesn't matter if you're really smart up here, you could be an educated idiot. Okay, if you don't know how to talk to people and bring out the best in people. So EQ is certainly important. And really, I studied followerships in my dissertation and what leaders did to bring out the best in followers. And a lot of this wasn't what they knew, but it's that emotional intelligence. But I'll also tell you, the last thing that really helped me lock in and really ignite the greatness that was in me was my SQ. And I call that my spiritual quotient. And I'll tell you what, I have spent decades working hard, doing the right things, going to the right schools. I mean, and still something just wasn't happening. I wasn't getting to the best version of myself. And it's because I was overlooking the huge, most important part of ourselves, and that's our spiritual side. And again, whether you believe it or not, I just got to say, I think we're more than just a bag of flesh and synapses walking around. Why do we feel pain? Why do we seek to care? Why do we even follow moral codes if we're all just animals, okay? So I had to really unpack this spiritual quotient and really dial into what is it. And man, when I started on looking into that, I realized that the Holy Spirit had a ton of what this was to do with this. And he is our biggest advocate of all. And no matter what I did was good. I mean, it was a tremendous life. But why was I doing this all on my own when I had the greatest power, the Imago Dei, that I could read every day, that actually I had accepted into my heart, that actually had already sanctified me? The Holy Spirit was actually living in me. Why did I consistently quench it and make life so hard? So this really is about the 5 essentials. But we're going to talk about this in terms of flesh and blood, what we need to bring, but also the spiritual quotient. So S, singularity. S is you're dialing into your values and your purpose. You know, in my research, I really found out for leadership, for anybody to make a change, there's 2 things they have to see. 1, they have to see value in it. And 2, they have to have a reasonable expectation of success. So singularity and persistence, S and P, are about what you value in your life. What is where you're going to plant that flag? What is your definiteness of purpose, as Napoleon Hill used to say? And what is yours is yours. I can only do me, okay? And what worked for you may not work for me and vice versa. So you have to get real clear. The book is really going to help you unpack what it is that you really want to focus on in your life, your purpose for being on this earth, and do you dare to share that with the world? Second is persistence, okay? Many tortoises have outrun hares because slow but steady wins the course. And I will tell you this, I'm not the smartest, I'm not the most gifted, I'm not the most anything. But I'll tell you what, I don't quit. And if you won't quit, there is so much in life you're going to do. So we really pour into the importance of persistence. So that's your S and your P, your superpower that only you can bring to the table. But then we have the ARK, and that's the advocates, resources, and the knowledge. And where I found a lot of motivational stuff, it'll just be like, if I hope it enough, if I dream it enough, if I write it down enough, if I vision board it, if I attract it with my mind, it'll happen. No, that'll light the fuse, okay? But that starts the fire. But fires burn out unless you throw fuel on them. You have to keep something for combustion. Where does that come from? Advocates. You need the right people in your life, the people that want your success more than even you want it. And I had a lot of good people in my life, but I had a lot of people that really weren't in it for me. This book is going to help you identify your true advocates, the ones that tell you what you need to hear, when you need to hear it. So important. R stands for resources. You can have all the cheerleaders, all the vision, all the grit, but if you don't have the right website, capital, all tools, these are the tools in your toolbox so you actually can execute your dream. Otherwise, you're just talking about it. Resources is the application so you can integrate your dream and execute and make it a reality. And then K, lastly, is knowledge, okay? You know how I feel about it. You're going to be the same person 5 years from now, except for the people you meet and the books you read. We have to be in this constant state of learning, not only from our advocates, but we have to be searching out the next way, because tomorrow, as I confront the next best version of myself, I'm going to need new wisdom to help me get through the new challenges that keep honing me into it. So this book is really about this just recurring cycle that anytime you can jump into. And typically there's one part of the 5 different letters that we are really struggling with. And the goal of this book is to really help you identify, look, I've got this dialed in, I have plenty of advocates, but I'm weak on resources. Or I'm persistent as all get out, but I don't have the right knowledge. Or for me, where I struggled for years, I didn't have singularity. I wanted to do so many things all the time, and I just couldn't land on where I needed to land. So this book will really take you through each of these, and it's going to help you focus on the dream so you can make it a reality, not the obstacles. It's also going to help you really think long term in terms of life. We're not just going to get you perfected to the great version of yourself for tomorrow, but the next month, the next year, the next decade, until you take your last breath. Because becoming the greatest version of yourself is going to entail lifelong changes in your habits, in what you think, what you put into your body, even what you eat. And it's going to incur a commitment to a lifetime of transformation. Lastly, we're really going to play to your strengths. Okay. I don't want to, if we put on something that doesn't feel natural to us, and people would convince me, even me coming back, well, your dad did this. And I'm like, I know, but I'm me, and I'm bringing different experiences to the table. And so I had to really unpack that. So Spark is really going to help you look at all those 5 key areas of your life, going to help you unpack each one of them. And again, I love personal development, but I'm kind of an engineer by trade. I'm kind of a left brainer. So I hear what you're saying, but if you don't give me a diagnostic or a roadmap, I can't get there. I know this sounds good, but I'm not salesy. I'm not that right brain person. I need to know where the rubber meets the road. And so really Spark has a lot of both. It's got the motivation. It's got the igniting the greatness within, igniting the intrinsic stuff, but also the extrinsic, the reality is this is what you're going to have to do to put this plane in motion. And this is what you're going to have to do to keep fueling this jet so you can keep climbing upward and upward. So I hope that gave you a little bit more insights into Spark and why you might like it. We all have greatness within ourselves. And I can't unlock it for you. Nobody could unlock it for me. And that's why it took me so long. I kept waiting for somebody else to do it. But this book is really going to help you take ownership. And if you are thinking, why not me and why not now? And you're willing to come alongside somebody to help you, that's walked through it, to help you get through it, whatever area of your life, you can unpack it and immediately begin to make small changes in your life that are going to lead to incredible, bigger versions of you going forward. So thanks for listening to me. You can pick up a site. We've got it launching on Amazon today. You can go to Tremendous Leadership, pick it up. We've got the audio version there, all that stuff. But I thank you for listening. For all you people that already have bought, I'm excited to see, but the world only gets better one person at a time. And we can't fix all the evils and ills that are out there, and certainly the government can't do it. All we can do is show up and be the most incredible version of ourselves, and that's how we make the world a more tremendous place. So I welcome you on this journey. Thanks so much for listening, and thanks for being a part of our tremendous tribe.
Thank you for listening to Tremendous Leadership with Dr. Tracey Jones. Find out more about Dr. Jones at www.tremendousleadership.com. If you've been ignited by something you heard in this episode, let us know by leaving a review for Tremendous Leadership wherever you listen to podcasts, or by sending us a message through www.tremendousleadership.com.